In the mist-covered mountains of an ancient land, where moonlight paints the forests in silver and secrets whisper on the wind, legends speak of the Gumiho, a creature of enchanting beauty and terrifying power, a nine-tailed fox who walks among mortals, yearning for a human heart. But to become human, she must find true love. Our story begins on a night cloaked in silence, in a village nestled at the foot of those very mountains. Here lived Jihan, a young man with a kind heart and eyes that held the warmth of the sun. He was a simple soul, content with his life, until he found her. Her name was Suyi. She appeared in the village like a dream, her skin as pale as porcelain, her long black hair a river of silk. She wore a hanbok of pale blue and white, and moved with a grace that seemed otherworldly. Her eyes, a deep, shimmering gold, held a sadness as ancient as the stars. Jihan was instantly captivated. He saw not the strange mystery that made the other villagers wary, but a gentle soul lost in a world that wasn't hers. He brought her warm tea on cold nights and walked with her along glowing lantern pathways. He showed her the simple joys of human life, the taste of freshly baked rice cakes, the sound of children laughing, the feeling of the first spring blossom on her fingertips. Suhian, who had known only centuries of lonely existence, found herself drawn to his pure, unwavering kindness. For the first time, she felt the stirrings of something she had only ever hunted for: love. In his presence, the primal hunger of her Gumiho nature quieted. The desperate need for a human liver to sustain her form faded into a gentle echo. She believed, with all her heart, that his love could be her salvation. She dreamt of a future where her 9 tails would vanish, leaving her truly, completely human. But shadows have a way of clinging to even the brightest light. An old hunter, a man with eyes as cold as the winter frost, had come to the village. He was a spirit monk, sworn to cleanse the world of creatures like Suyan. He saw the Gumiho's aura clinging to her like a shroud and recognized the danger she posed. He warned the villagers of the fox spirit who lures men with beauty only to steal their lives. He whispered poison into their ears, turning their curiosity into fear, and their fear into hatred. Jihan refused to listen. His love for Sujan was his shield against their words. One night, under a moon as thin as a claw, he led her deep into the forest, to an abandoned shrine lit by 1,000 candles. He knelt before her and held out a small, intricately carved wooden fox. It was a promise of his undying love and protection. He told her he knew she was different, that he could feel the ancient power within her, but it didn't matter. He loved her, all of her. Tears welled in Suyian's golden eyes. As one fell, it transformed into a spark of pale blue foxfire, fizzling in the damp air. She had never felt such profound joy, or such profound terror. To accept his love was to seal her fate, and perhaps the legend was clear. She failed to become human by the 100th day, she would dissolve into sea foam, and the man who loved her would pay a terrible price. Yet, looking into his trusting face, she chose love. She chose him. Their days turned into a secret, stolen paradise. They met in moonlit clearings where her true form could be glimpsed in ethereal white tails swirling in the fog, her eyes glowing with a soft, foxy light. He was never afraid. He would trace the outline of her fox ears as they flickered into existence, his touch gentle, full of wonder. He was her anchor to a world she so desperately wanted to join. But the hunter was closing in. He set traps of enchanted rope and scattered sacred salts that burned Suyan's skin. The village grew more hostile. Whispers followed Jihan everywhere he went. They called him bewitched, a fool courting his own demise. The pressure mounted, and a sliver of doubt, planted by the hunter's relentless warnings, began to take root in Jihan's heart. The hunter had told him a terrible lie, that the only way to save Sujin, to make her fully human, was to betray her. He had to prove his love was stronger than her spirit nature by publicly rejecting her. This act of ultimate sacrifice, the hunter claimed, would sever her bond to the spirit world and grant her a human soul. It was a cruel, twisted deception, designed to break her heart. One thing, a Gumiho cannot survive. Jihan, tormented and desperate to save the woman he loved, believed him. He was a naive soul, and his love made him vulnerable. He saw this betrayal not as an act of cruelty, but as the ultimate sacrifice for her salvation. He thought he was choosing to save her, even if it meant destroying himself in the process. The night of the red moon eclipse arrived. It was the final night, the 100th day. The air was thick with tension, the sky stained a deep, ominous crimson. The hunter gathered the villagers at the old shrine, claiming he would expose the monster, Jihan. His heart of stone in his chest led Su Yan there. She came willingly, her golden eyes full of love and hope, believing this was the night she would finally become human in his arms. In front of everyone, as the moon's light vanished, Jihan turned to her. The warmth in his eyes was gone, replaced by a cold, devastating emptiness. He pointed a trembling finger at her and spoke the words the hunter had fed him. He called her a monster, a deceiver. He said he had never loved her, that it was all a lie to uncover her true nature. A sound, a terrible, guttural cry of pure agony, was torn from Su Jian's throat. The world shattered. In that moment of absolute betrayal, her transformation began, not into a human, but into a force of raw, untamed despair. Her eyes blazed with golden fire. 9 luminous tails erupted from her back, whipping through the air with furious energy. The heartbeat of the Gumiho, a deep, primal drum, echoed through the forest. Her gentle beauty twisted into something terrifying and heartbroken. The villagers screamed and fled. The hunter stepped forward, a spiritual blade in his hand, ready to strike her down in her moment of weakness. But as he lunged, Jihan, finally realizing the horrific truth of his actions, threw himself in front of Su Yan. The blade was not meant for him, but in his desperate attempt to shield her, it found its mark. He collapsed, a gasp on his lips, his eyes finding hers one last time. In them, she saw not betrayal, but a love so profound it had been manipulated into destroying them both. Her rage dissolved, replaced by a wave of sorrow so immense it threatened to drown the world. She knelt and held him, her tears falling like rain, each one a spark of fading foxfire. She knew there was only one way. The Gumiho's greatest power was not in taking a life, but in giving one. Cradling his head, she pressed her lips to his. She poured all of her life force, her centuries of existence, her 9 tails of spiritual energy, into him. The world exploded in a blinding flash of pale blue light. When it fathered, the hunter and the villagers saw Jihan lying alone, the wound gone, his breath returning. Of Su Yan, there was no sign. All that remained was a single, white foxtail, slowly, beautifully, dissolving into motes of light that danced in the air before vanishing forever. Jihan awoke to a world without her. He had been saved, but he was condemned to live with the memory of his catastrophic choice. He would spend the rest of his days wandering the moonlit forests, forever searching for the golden-eyed girl who loved him enough to pay the ultimate price. It was human, and he was alive, but his heart belonged to the fox bride. A ghost and a haunting, bittersweet memory. And sometimes, on the coldest nights, when the moon is full and bright, villagers say you can still hear the faint, sorrowful echo of a love that was both a salvation and a curse. If this tale touched your heart, let your voice join ours. Like, share, and subscribe DKR Mystica for more haunting legends.